Hello students, in the last video we have completed about the tissues, the classification of tissues. Now as you know that the tissues which are forming a different systems, but on the basis of their location and the structure, the tissue system is of three types. The three types which are that are epidermal tissue system, this one epidermal tissue system, the epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system and the vascular tissue system. Now look at these names: epidermal, ground and vascular tissue system. Itself it indicates the location of the tissues. Now we are going to study the epidermal tissue system, in which the different tissues are forming a system, coming together and forming a system called as epidermal tissue system. All these tissue systems are based on their structure and the location. First we will complete the epidermal tissue system. EP means what? EP means above. Now the tissues which are at the outer layer, which are mainly functions for protection of the organs, so they are known as epidermal tissues. Epidermal tissues Now look at the figure. This one is the epidermal system. It shows the layers which are present in the epidermal tissue system. This one is the outermost layer, is called as epidermis. In some cases there is another layer is present above the epidermis, which is made up of a substance called as cutin. It is the waxy substance. The cuticle is made up of cutin and it forms the outer layer above the epidermis, is called as cuticle. The upper epidermis consists of a cuticle. It is absent at the lower epidermis. Another cell is called as guard cell, which is present around the stoma. Now stoma is present rarely in the upper epidermis, but stoma mainly functions for transpiration. As you know, transpiration means what? The transpiration is the loss of water from the aerial parts of the plant body. So this minute aperture is present here. This one is called as the stoma. This stomatal chamber is mainly for the purpose of transpiration. Some part of the transpiration process is completed through the cuticle and some from the stoma, which is present in the upper epidermal layer. So there are two types of the structures are seen in the epidermal tissue system, that are, first is the epidermis and another is the epidermal appendages. The anticlinar walls of the epidermal cells are present here. These are the anticlinar walls of the epidermal cell, and cuticle is present at the outer side. This one is the cuticle, and both are coming together and forming the system called as epidermal tissue system. Now see one by one. The epidermis is the outermost protective covering cell layer made up of tightly arranged cells without intercellular spaces, means there is no gap. The cells are joined together without any space, so called as without intercellular spaces. Second character is outer layer of the epidermis is covered with a waxy layer called as cuticle, which prevents the loss of water. This is the main function of the cuticle, loss of water, and which prevent the loss of water means this one is called as transpiration. It's called as transpiration. Root epidermis has root hairs. Suppose in case of the root, the epidermis, upper epidermis consists of root hairs, hair like outgrowth called as root hairs. Now, what is the function of root hairs? These are helpful in the absorption of sap from the soil. Absorption of sap from the soil. That means water along with its minerals is called as the absorption is from the soil done by the root hair. That is the main function of the root hair. In case of this epidermal cells, this one is the figure, see. Epidermal cells. In case of stomata, here epidermal cells are present. This one is the epidermal cells which are present here. Epidermal means outer layer. Minute aperture is present here. See this one. It's called as stomatal pore. Around the stomatal pore, there is the guard cell is present, which consists of chloroplast and nucleus. The inner wall of the guard cell is thick, and around these are the subsidiary cells. These are called as subsidiary cells. So, epidermal appendages collectively forms the epidermal tissue system. Now, we will see about the second tissue system. Second tissue system is the ground tissue system. Now, the name itself indicates what is meant by ground tissue system. Means the cells below the epidermal level or the epidermis. All these cells, epidermal cells and vascular cells, remaining all the cells are forming the ground tissue system, in which that is present in the cortex, pericycle, pith and medullary arrays, in the primary parts of the stem and the root. Chloroplast is made up of mesophyll tissues. In the leaves is also a ground tissues. Now these are the characters of ground tissue system. All the remaining types of the plant tissues except epidermal and vascular tissues are the ground tissues. Second character present. Now see the main characters. Second main character, it is present in the cortex, pericycle. This one is the pericycle, teeth, medullary rays and primary parts of the stem and the root. Chloroplast is made up of mesophyll tissues in the leaves. In case of the root and the stem, these are present in the cortex, pericycle, teeth and medullary rays. But in case of chloroplast, it is made up of mesophyll tissues in the leaves, is also a ground tissues. Now we will see about the next tissue system, that is vascular tissue system. Vascular tissues mainly consist of, here vascular tissues are the xylem and phloem. Now you know that what is mean by xylem and what is the phloem. These are the two tissues which transport the fluid and nutrients internally. The main function of this xylem and phloem is to transport the fluid and the nutrients internally. The cells in the vascular tissues are typically long and slender. The second important character of the vascular tissue is the xylem and phloem tissues are long and slender. When one vascular tissue is completely encircling the other, is called as concentric. Now look this one. Here the types of the vascular bundles. That means vascular tissue consists of the xylem and phloem. You know that these are the transporting tissues, transport of water or the fluids from one part to the another and nutrients from one part to the another region. These are the vascular bundle. Now look at this figure, which consists of different types of the vascular bundle. That means vascular bundles are together. Xylem and phloems are arranged together, but their arrangement is quite different. So according to their arrangement of the xylem and phloem in the vascular bundles, they are classified into different categories called as collateral closed. Suppose this one is the xylem and this one is the phloem. These are laterally arranged and cambium is absent. Cambium is absent. So this is called as collateral closed vascular bundle. In collateral open type, there is the presence of cambium. Cambium is here present. This one is the cambium layer. See, this one is the cambium layer which is present. So this type is called as collateral and opened type. You know the closed and open type of the vascular bundle, but in some cases there are the vascular bundles which consist of two cambial strips here. See, this one is the outer cambium. Here this one is the outer cambium and this one is the inner cambium. In between two cambium strips there is the xylem layer is present. It is called as bicollateral open type. Now according to the position of the xylem and phloem, these are classified into hydrocentric, leptocentric and radial centric. What is mean by heterocentric? We will see the figure. In the figure, the xylem occupies at the center. See, this one is the center. Xylem is at the center and phloem is around it. It is called as heterocentric. In case of leptocentric vascular bundle, the xylem is at the outer side. This one is the xylem and this one is the phloem. Okay, at the center the phloem is present and around the phloem there is the xylem tissues are present. It is called as leptocentric. And in radial consists of xylem and phloem around each other and they are radially arranged in the vascular bundle. Xylem, then phloem, then xylem, phloem, xylem, phloem. In this way, the vascular bundle consists of xylem and phloem in the radial fashion. So, it is called as radial vascular bundle. In this way, in today's lecture, we will completed the different types of tissue system. In the next video, we will see about the secondary growth in the plants.